This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather in New York and Connie Chung in Washington.
Good evening. Surprises at the O.J. Simpson murder trial today. Opening statements did not begin as scheduled, but they still could start at any time. Now, when and if they do start, you may or may not see them on your station depending on how things go. But so far, it has been a jarring day for prosecutors, thrown off stride by surprises sprung by the defense. Key developments so far. Simpson asked to talk to the jury early, directly, in circumstances in which he would not be challenged. The defense springs request for a surprise witness to help destroy testimony of police detective Mark Furman. And the judge rules Furman may be questioned before the jury about his alleged, quote, racism, including accusations that he expressed animosity toward interracial romances. CBS News correspondent Bill Whitaker was in the courtroom and has more.
With the entire nation waiting and watching for dramatic opening statements, the defense marched into court today and threw not one but three monkey wrenches into the works, possibly delaying the whole process for at least a day. One of them, a last-minute list of 34 defense witnesses and other evidence, which they handed to prosecutors just today.
I'm absolutely shocked. I am shocked at this kind of conduct. How can the people possibly get a fair trial when defense has willfully withheld information, preventing us from preparing the case, and at the last minute springs things on us?
Even Judge Lance Ito seemed shocked.
So you know these people are relevant, but you have no statements by them?
Correct, Your Honor.
You have no reports to turn over?
Correct, Your Honor.
You expect me to believe that?
Outraged prosecutors demanded a one-week delay in the trial so they could check out the new evidence. Then it was the defense's turn to appear outraged.
But I am absolutely appalled that the prosecution would come here and claim they're not ready for trial. They've been talking for months about all this mountain of evidence and how they're ready for trial. They see a few charts by us and they become frightened and want to run away and hide for a week.
Judge Ito ruled the defense can mention some of the witnesses in opening statements. But that wasn't the only grenade lobbed by the defense today. In new court papers, they claimed that beleaguered detective Mark Furman, who found that bloody glove, withheld crucial information. The defense claims the maid from the house next door to Simpson's told Furman she saw Simpson's white Bronco parked outside his house around the time of the murders. They also claim the Bronco was later moved and its contents contaminated.
We're not trying to prove that he planted anything, because we don't have to. We're simply saying, if the only evidence you have that this glove came from O.J. Simpson's home is Detective Mark Furman, that isn't enough evidence to convict a rat.
And that wasn't all. The defense also filed papers requesting that O.J. Simpson himself be allowed to briefly address the jury when they finally do get around to opening statements.
The defense strategy is to keep the prosecution off kilter by bringing novel motions to have O.J. actually talk to the jury in opening statement, and then charging that Mark Furman suppressed evidence and might have even planted evidence in the Bronco.
Now, court is still going on right now. Late today, Judge Lance Ito ruled that the defense may not mention Detective Mark Furman in their opening statements, but he said they may question him about racial animosity at trial. And Judge Ito just said that opening statements will not begin today, but they will begin tomorrow. Dan?
Bill Whitaker in Los Angeles. Thanks, Connie.
Here on Capitol Hill, it's the eve of President Clinton's State of the Union address to Congress and to the nation. Today, Mr. Clinton signed into law the first bill passed by the new Republican-controlled Congress. It requires the House and Senate to abide by the same safety, anti-bias, and other workplace rules that apply to the rest of the country. The bill signing ceremony may underscore one of the president's biggest problems, the perception that Republicans in Congress are setting the country's agenda. The latest CBS News poll out tonight indicates almost 8 out of 10 Americans expect Congress to lead the way and have much greater influence than the president in the next 2 years. Against that backdrop, Mr. Clinton's address tomorrow night must somehow highlight his accomplishments in the last 2 years. More than that, he'll have to outline a vision for the next 2 years, one he can run on for re-election in 1996. That could be a very tough sell, as correspondent Eric Engberg reports in tonight's CBS Evening News Reality Check.
The first time he held center stage at the Capitol 2 years ago, President Clinton sounded not like a new Democrat, but an old Democrat, a fan of federal activism. Remember?
Tonight I want to talk with you about what government can do, because I believe government must do more.
Time out. His easy confidence in big government solutions seems to have crumbled.
My simple belief is that in this time, we know that the government cannot really solve problems for people.
In the Clinton-era BN before Newt, the president grandly shook a mock health security card at Congress to tout his big government cradle-to-grave medical plan. Now his message has become less federal government, more personal responsibility.